Lost Caverns of Ixalan packs. In the spirit of Christmas, I went and bought myself some packs. I bought three. I mean, you can see them all here. I bought three Lost Cavern of Ixalan set boosters and one collector's booster. I really don't know what we're looking for. I think Mana Crypt could be in these packs, which would be insane if I pulled, but I don't think I will. It might only be in collector's packs. But other than that, I have no idea what we're looking for. I haven't looked at what new cards are in this set, so I don't know. I don't know what's in here. I don't know what to expect. I know there are Jurassic Park, or Jurassic World, whatever you want to call them, cards. I know that they're in here. But it's not Ian Malcolm with his shirt off, so I don't really care. Or actually, he had his shirt on, it was just unbuttoned, right? But I think they made a secret lair for that, which, I was very tempted. That would be fucking so hilarious to have that card. But anyway, yeah, I really don't know what's in this set, so this will kind of be interesting to open these and kind of actually get an idea of what actually is in the set. Because, complete honesty, I don't know what I'm looking for, or what even really exists in this set. So we'll see, I guess. Out of Air, 4 mana, 2 generic and 2 blue. Instant. This spell costs 2 generic mana less to cast if it targets a creature spell. Target counter spell. Counter target. Target counter spell. Counter target spell. It's foil. Restless Anchorage. Restless Anchorage enters the battlefield tapped. It's white or blue for 3 mana, 1 generic, a white and a blue. Until end of turn, it becomes a 2/3 white and blue bird creature token with flying. It's still a land. When it attacks, create a map token. Autoclan Landmark, 1 white mana artifact. When it enters the battlefield, scry 2. Craft with artifact, 3 mana, 2 and a white. Exile this artifact. Exile another artifact you control or an artifact card from your graveyard. Return this transformed. It's a 1/4 flying. When it attacks, target attacking creature without flying gains flying until end of turn. Staunch Crewmate. When it enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an artifact or pirate card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any random order. It's a 2/1 pirate. Swashbuckler's Whip, 1 generic mana artifact or equipment artifact. Equipped creature has reach. And 2 mana tap, tap target artifact or creature, and 8 mana tap, discover 10. Captain Storm, Cosmium Raider, blue and red for a 2/2. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on target pirate you control. Dusk Rose, Reliquary, 1 white mana artifact. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice an artifact or a creature. It has ward 2. When it enters the battlefield, exile target artifact or creature an opponent controls until it leaves the battlefield. Mephitic Draft. 1 generic, 1 black artifact. When it enters the battlefield or is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. When it enters the battlefield or is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you draw a card and lose 1 life. That actually could potentially be pretty good for my Braids deck. Waterwind Scout, 3 mana, 2 and a blue, flying. When Waterwind Scout enters the battlefield, create a map token. It's a 2/2. That's something I might be looking for, is what Tasha's Tidebinder or whatever. She's in this set, isn't she? She's pretty good. Seeker of Sunlight, 1 green mana, Merfolk Scout creature. It's a 1/1 for 3 mana, 2 and a green. Seeker Scout explores, activate only as a sorcery. River Herald Guide, Merfolk Scout, 3 mana, 2 and a green. Vigilance, when it enters the battlefield it explores, and it's a 3/1. Okay, so, I mean this is it's a rare, so we can put that aside. Mephitic Draft is actually potentially pretty good for my Braids commander deck, so like, not horrible, but like Restless Anchorage kinda sucks. I don't really want manlands. I have a ton of manlands. Wow, that's actually that's a really sick art. Mephidros Vampire, 6 mana, 4 and 2 black. It's a vampire with flying. It's a creature, vampire with flying. It's a 3/4. Each creature you control is a vampire in addition to its other creature types, and has whenever this creature deals damage to a creature, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit. Holy fucking shit. We just pulled a Cavern of Souls, and it's like a super foil thing. I don't know. Well, not super foil, it's foil, but it like looks fucking sick. Holy shit, dude. Holy fucking shit. Look at that. That is a fucking pretty card, dude. Holy crap. How much does Cavern of Soul go for? And it's foil, dude. Oh, we just got so lucky. Oh wow, they come in like a lot of different colors. Oh, 3, 4, 5. It's like a 30 some odd dollar card. That is fucking beautiful. That is so cool. Cavern of Souls is a land. When it enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. You can tap it to add 1 colorless or 1 generic mana, or tap it, add 1 mana of any color, spend this mana only to cast creature spell of the chosen type, and that spell can't be countered. Well, this has been a fucking banger of a pack. So far we have a rare, a mythic, and then we have another rare here. Braided Net. 3 mana, 2 colorless or 2 generic, and a blue artifact. When it enters the battlefield with 3 net counters on it. Remove a net counter from it. Tap another target non-land permanent. Its activated abilities can't be activated for as long as it remains tapped. Craft with an artifact. 1 and a blue. When you craft it, it becomes a different artifact. With a 4 mana ability, 3 generic, 1 blue, tap it. Draw a card for each artifact you control, then put a braided cube into its owner's library, 3rd from the top. Waterlogged Hulk, 1 blue mana, mill card, craft with an island. Iskinth, firstborn of Gishath. Red and a green. Actually, have I opened these packs? I have this. I've gotten this card before. So have I opened Lost Caverns of Ixalan packs before? I think I might have. I must have, because I have this card. Earthshaker Dreadmaw. 6 mana, 4, 2 green. Creature dinosaur. 6/6. When it enters the battlefield, Fanatical Offering. 1 and a black is an additional cost to cast a spell. Sacrifice an artifact or a creature, draw 2 cards, and create a map token. Acolyte of Aclazotz. 3 mana, 2 generic, and a black. Vampire Cleric. 1/4. You can tap it and sacrifice another creature or artifact. Each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Vito's Inquisitor. 4 mana, 3 and a black. Vampire Knight. 3/3. For 1 black mana, sacrifice another creature or artifact. Put a +1/+1 counter on Vito's Inquisitor. It gains menace until end of turn. Oh, that's a very pretty island. Song of Stupefaction. Stupefaction. 1 and a blue. Enchantment Aura. Enchant creature or vehicle. 1 Song of Stupefaction enters the battlefield. Yeah, it can't be stupefaction because after the C there would be something, right? Stupefaction, and it's just stupefaction. You may mill 2 cards. Fathomless Descent. Enchanted permanent gets -X/-0, where X is the number of permanent cards in your graveyard. River Herald Scout. 1 and a blue. Merfolk Scout. When it enters the battlefield, it explores, and it's a 1/2. I really don't like the lands in this set. I said it was pretty, but only because it's kind of like foily, and I'm not a big fan of foils, but like, I don't know, these are kind of like weird. These look like posters. They don't look like lands. You know, like this looks like I'm looking at like a poster for like go to Montezuma and like go to fucking, I don't know, some city in like fucking a city in the clouds from Star Wars. I forget what that place is actually called. What did Lando call it? I can't remember. Did they ever name it? It's gotta have a name. It's Star Wars, but yeah, like, I don't know. These look like posters to go to like places. These don't look like lands that you would play in a game. We got a Cavern of Souls. That's incredible. Cavern of Souls is a good card. Good for like a tribal deck. Okay, so we got a treasure token. Armored Kincaller. 3 mana, 2 and a green dinosaur creature. It's a 3/3. When it enters the battlefield, you may reveal a dinosaur card from your hand. If you do, or if you control a dinosaur, you gain 3 life. Kite Sail Larcenist. 3 mana, 2 and a blue. It's a human pirate with flying and ward 1. It's a 2/3. When it enters the battlefield, for each player, choose up to 1 other target artifact or creature that player controls. For as long as it remains on the battlefield, the chosen permanents become treasure artifacts with tap this, sacrifice it, add 1 mana of any color, and lose all other abilities. When it enters the battlefield, for each player, choose up to 1 other target artifact or creature that player controls for as long as it remains on the battlefield. This like could be a good card in like Commander. Jade Seed Stones. 4 mana, 3 and a green. Artifact. When it enters the battlefield, distribute 3 +1/+1 counters among 1, 2, or 3 target creatures you control. Craft with a creature for 7 mana, 5 and 2 green. Becomes Jade Art Attendant, a 7/7. When it enters the battlefield, you may gain life equal to the mana value of the exiled card used to craft it. Mischievous Pup. 3 mana, 2 and a white. It's a dog creature with flash. It's a 3/1. When it enters the battlefield, return up to 1 target permanent you control to its owner's hand. Market Gnome. 1 white mana, artifact creature gnome. It's exiled from the battlefield while you're activating a craft ability. You gain 1 life and draw a card. Weird. Dig Site Conservator. 2 mana. Artifact creature gnome. It's a 2/1. Sacrifice it. Exile up to 4 target cards from a single graveyard. Activate only as a sorcery. When Dig Site Conservator dies, you may pay 4. If you do, discover 4. Self-Reflection. It's a sorcery. 6 mana, 4 and 2 blue. A creature token. Oh my god. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control. Flashback of 4 mana. 3 and a blue. Malamute Brawler. 2 mana, 1 and a green. It's a cat warrior. 2/2. When Malamute Brawler attacks, target attacking creature gains trample until end of turn. Iron Paw Aspirant. 2 mana, 1 and a blue. 1 and a white. Cat Warrior. It's a 1/2. When it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Envoy of Okenek Ahu. 3 mana, 2 and a white. For 5 mana, 4 and a white. It has an ability. You pay that amount. Create a 1/1 colorless gnome artifact creature token. It's a 3/3. Runaway Boulder. 6 colorless or 6 generic mana. Flash. When Runaway Boulder enters the battlefield, it deals 6 damage to target creature and opponent controls, and it is cycling 2. Then we have Hidden Courtyard. It's a land. It enters tapped. You can tap it to add white mana. And then for 5 mana, 4 and a white, you can tap it, sacrifice it, and discover 4. Activate only as a sorcery. Oh wow, and then we got like the Plains special art card. Okay. Last pack. It is the collector's pack. So, high hopes that we get some good stuff in here. We shall see. Oh, this one smells like new cards. Holy crap. Okay, so first we have an Angel token. 4/4 with flying and vigilance. I actually need that. Okay, so our first card is an Abrade, a foil Abrade. Don't care. Relic's Roar. I thought collector's packs were supposed to be all rares. Relic's Roar. Or I guess they're all foils. Malamute Brawler. Glorifier of Suffering. Triumphant Chomp. Hurl into History. Ukenbach, the Great Mistake. 5 mana, 3, a blue and a black. Legendary Skeleton Horror with Vigilance and Menace. Descend 8. So for 6 mana, 4, a black and a blue. Return Ukenbach, the Great Mistake, from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. Activate only if there are 8 or more permanent cards in your graveyard, and only as a sorcery. We have a basic mountain. Wow, we're coming to the end of it. Like, this sucks, dude. Scytheclaw Raptor. I paid like $28 for this pack, and like these are all like, I thought this was supposed to be like pretty much all rares. Scytheclaw Raptor, 3/2 and a red. Dinosaur, 4/3. Whenever a player casts a spell, if it's not their turn, it deals 4 damage to them. I guess we'll put him here. This, who cares? Braided Net. Like, whatever. Another fucking Braided Net. Hit the Motherlode. 7 mana, 4 and 3 red. Sorcery. Discover 10. If the discovered card's mana value is less than 10, create a number of tapped treasure tokens equal to the difference. Or Rich Stalactite. Or Rich Stalactite. 2 mana, 1 and a red artifact. Tap, add 1 red mana. Spend this mana only to cast instant or sorcery spells. Or an instant or sorcery spell. Craft with 4 more red instant and sorcery cards. So for 5 mana, you get Cosmium Catalyst, which is an artifact. 1 and a red, tap it, choose an exiled card, use to craft Cosmium at random. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Whale of the Forgotten. This is very pretty art. Sorcery. Blue and a black. Descend pass the spell, choose one or more instead. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Target opponent discards a card. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. And then we got Indominus Rex. Alpha. 1. So it's 5 mana, 1 generic, and then 2 of hybrid, black or blue, and then 2 green. Legendary dinosaur mutant creature. As Indominus Rex Alpha enters the battlefield, discard any number of creature cards. It enters with a flying counter on it. If the card is discarded this way, has flying. The same is true for okay. Discard any number of creature cards. It enters with a flying so this enters with a flying counter on it. If the discarded card had flying, the same is true for first strike, double strike, death touch, hexproof, haste, indestructible, lifelink, menace, reach, trample, and vigilance. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card for each counter on it. Holy crap, that's really interesting. I might want to make like a deck out of that. That's kind of cool. Preacher of the Schism. 3 mana, 2 in a black with death touch. It's a 2/4. Whenever Preacher of the Schism attacks the player with the most life or tied for the most life, create a 1/1 white vampire creature token with lifelink. When it attacks the player while you have the most life or are tied for the most life, you draw a card and lose 1 life. So, I mean, I think clearly our best card is Cavern of Souls. Like, by far. This Mephidros Vampire is actually pretty fucking cool, too. And, like, Indominus Rex is just kind of cool. Whale of the Forgotten is pretty interesting. And potentially could actually be, like, a good card with Indominus Rex. So, like, that's something to consider. This has Vigilance and Menace, so that could be good with Indominus Rex. So yeah, we hit Cavern of Souls, which is fucking sick, so I can't, like, there's no world where I say that we missed at all with these. Cavern of Souls is just, like, it's such a great pull, and Mephidros Vampire, pretty cool, Indominus Rex, pretty cool, but yeah, like, I don't think that I think we hit pretty good, because we got Cavern of Souls, so yeah, I think that's, we did pretty well. I have, Cavern of Souls can, like any tribal deck, Cavern of Souls just right in there. Perfect card for that, so it's great to have a copy of that card. And it's just, like, very pretty. Like, I love the way this looks, actually, with, like, the Aztec symbols. Like, the fact that it's black, so you can't really see the foil effect in the darkness, but it really stands out when you see, like, these, like, Aztec figures that kind of surround this, like, temple. Yeah, that's pretty freaking cool. I like that a lot. So I'm very happy with that pull. Indominus Rex, like, I really don't care, like, the Jurassic Park cards. Like, I don't really care, especially Jurassic World. Like, the Indominus Rex idea from Jurassic World I thought was pretty fucking dumb. I thought Jurassic World was okay. Like, Fallen Kingdom, and what was the newest one? What was the new one called? The one where they're, like, out, where they, like, live with us. I forget, but, like, yeah, that, like, the latter two were pretty shit. Like, Jurassic World was kind of like what do you, Force Awakens or whatever, where it was like, oh, we're, like, rebooting. I like, like, something I really don't get about, like, the reboot culture is, like, why does the first one have to play it so safe? Like, Force Awakens is basically the, episode 4 over again. I had to do math in my head to make sure that 4 was actually A New Hope. But yeah, it's like, Force Awakens was A New Hope again, and then, like, Jurassic World, well, I mean, there's one common denominator here. Fuck you, Disney, you fucking piece of shit. they're like, actually, fuck you, Disney, you ruin everything. Yeah, the common denominator is Disney. They just have no fucking backbone, no balls. They're like, let's soft reboot fucking Star Wars, and we'll just like get a new director and new writers for each installation. Like, that's a great idea. No continuity, no continuous vision between the three films. That's fucking brilliant. And then like the Jurassic Park one's like, I don't know, it's just like bad. Like again, Jurassic World was like, okay, like alright, like not bad, but like also pretty bad. And just Chris Pratt being in everything is just obnoxious. Like, that guy has no talent whatsoever. That guy sucks at acting. Like, what was it, Guardians of the Galaxy, where like he's crying because somebody died. It was like hard to watch. Like, that guy has zero range. That guy plays himself, and that's it. He can be a funny guy, and that's it. He has zero range. And he was fucking Super Mario, dude. That movie kind of stunk too. That movie was it was for kids. So like I watched that on Netflix and I was like, dude, this is so boring. This stinks. Visually amazing. I mean, it looks like you're playing. It looks like Mario. It looks like a video game, but like, yeah. I mean, it's the Super Mario movie. Like, what was I expecting? So I can't disparage anybody for that. But I mean, it was miles better than fucking any of the Disney, like fucking Star Wars and Jurassic World or whatever. Wait, is Jurassic Park isn't Disney, is it? Am I wrong there? Who owns? Yeah, no, Jurassic Park can't be Disney. What is Jurassic? Who owns Jurassic Park? Who? Universal. Universal. I'm so wrong there, and I apologize. Universal is Jurassic Park or Jurassic World. So, I mean, yeah, like everybody's fucking up. Disney sucks at Star Wars. Universal sucks at Jurassic Park or Jurassic World. And then who did the Super Mario movie? Was that the Illumination or whatever? And they were like a new studio, right? Super Mario movie. Well, maybe not new, but like. Production companies, Universal Illuminate. Okay, so Universal also did the Super Mario movie. So yeah, Universal fucking sucks. Disney fucking sucks. Everything fucking sucks. Like nothing. Like, I swear to God, like after Krieger. I know. Sorry, my cat is just screaming. I swear to God, it was like content. Krieger, let me talk. My goodness. Every time I try to talk, he meows. When was it? It was like end of The Walking Dead, the end of Game of Thrones, like around that time where all those shows were coming to an end. It felt like things were going really well, and then just like something happened, and no one can write a story anymore. Like, everything is so contrived or derivative, or like it just feels like nobody has good original ideas anymore, and everything is fucking garbage. And I'm sick of it, dude. Like, I'm gonna watch Rebel Moon on Netflix. Krieger. I'm gonna watch Rebel Moon on Netflix tonight, and I think it's gonna be fucking terrible. I tried to watch The Creator, and it was fucking terrible, and I was like, it's such high hopes. Like, nothing good is coming out lately. Maybe I'm being a huge Debbie Downer right now. And sorry for like ranting. All I saw was this Indominus Rex card, and I'm going off on Disney, Universal, and fucking everyone, but I don't know. It was like 2000 and what? Like 2011 is when Game of Thrones came out. When did Game of Thrones end? Like 2019 or something. So like around like 2016, like the last 2 seasons of Game of Thrones, the last episode, admittedly I haven't seen the end of The Walking Dead, but I heard it's like, it gets bad. But like, I don't know, it just feels like in like the 2016, 2017 era, like just people forgot how to make stuff, you know? Like, it felt like shit was like sick. It was like fun to watch TV, I'll tell you this. Blue Eye Samurai, Netflix, watch it. Fucking amazing show. Blue Eye Samurai, fucking awesome. A little derivative. I mean, it's like Mulan meets Akira Kurosawa meets like Kill Bill or like some revenge story, you know. But it's really good. So Blue Eye Samurai, that's a good show. What else have I watched that's really good? I watched something else that was really good recently too. I can't remember, but Blue Eye Samurai came to my head. Actually a good show, worth a watch. I watched something else around that time too that was really good. Krieger, my god. But yeah, like, if anybody has any like good show recommendations or anything, like I'm desperate. I haven't seen a good movie or watched a good show. Oh, that new Godzilla movie was pretty good. I watched that. It wasn't great, admittedly. I think like culturally, I think the Japanese, like, I don't know, the movie itself felt a bit different in the way that like American or Western studios would tell a story, but in that it was refreshing in that like it felt a little bit different. It felt a little bit different. So like it felt new and kind of refreshing in that way. But like definitely the storytelling felt kind of, and writing and like photography, cinematography, it felt different, which is a good thing, because I think that we need to see change, and we need to, because everything's gotten so stale over here. Those fucking Marvel movies suck dick. So yeah, it was pretty good. It felt a little different, not in a bad way, in a very refreshing and good way. The ending, I mean, admittedly, like it's a Godzilla film. I don't think that they're not trying to win any awards with writing and anything, but like it felt very. I don't want to give anything away if you haven't seen it, but I also really want to see The Boy and the Heron. Ooh, maybe that's what I do today. Maybe I should go see The Boy and the Heron today by myself. That's so sad. But like all my friends are going to their families for Thanksgiving, and I'm not going till tomorrow. Thanksgiving for Christmas, Jesus Christ. Where's my brain? But yeah, like all my friends are going to their families for Christmas, and I'm not going till tomorrow, so like I have kind of the day to myself. And like I haven't seen The Boy and the Heron yet, and I bet people would probably go to the theater today, right? And then not tomorrow. I don't know, but I really want to see that movie. So maybe I'll go today. But yeah, like I really want to see that. Rebel Moon is on Netflix. I'm gonna watch it like tonight or something, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. But like I do not have high hopes. What is that, Zack Snyder? Like the whole Marvel DC thing. Like all those movies are so bad, dude. And like I guarantee, like I don't know, like Deadpool 3. I'm starting to get nervous because like everything that's come out from like Marvel and like that whole like superhero thing has just been god awful. And like Deadpool 1 way better than Deadpool 2. Deadpool 2 is still pretty good though, but like, that's like the one like superhero thing I actually like. Admittedly, like Endgame was really good, but like everything that has come out since Endgame has been pretty bad. Like Tenchi or whatever, Shang-Chi, that was okay. I thought Shang-Chi was okay. But like almost everything else has been god awful. So I'm nervous about Deadpool. Like, I don't know. I think that could go awry. But I don't know. Anyway, all this started because I saw fucking Indominus Rex. Interesting card. Horrible couple movies. But I'm not gonna not play the card because I hate the movies. Like that'd be kind of ridiculous. But I am a spiteful, lonely, pathetic man. So maybe. But yeah, I don't know. Cavern of Souls, sick. It's a beautiful card. This Mephidros Vampire is like kind of cool. It's expensive though, like 6 mana for a 3/4. That doesn't like do anything. That's the problem with Magic the Gathering too. Is just like the power creep has gotten to a point where like you can't have cards that don't have enter the battlefield effects. If it doesn't have an enter the battlefield effect, if it doesn't have an immediate it doesn't get you anything. It's just so bad. So like this Mephidros Vampire, 6 mana for a 3/4 flyer that doesn't have an enter the battlefield effect or anything that can generate like immediate value for you. I mean, it makes each creature, if it resolves, each creature you control is a vampire in addition to its other types. Yay! Whenever this creature deals damage to... Wait. Each creature you control is a vampire in addition to its other creature type and has... Whenever this creature deals damage to a creature... Whenever this creature deals damage to a creature, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. That's not that good. Because it has to deal... Okay, so they're all vampires. Woohoo! And then it has a static ability of whenever this creature, all of your creatures have this, whenever this creature deals damage to a creature, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. So like, the worst thing you could do is like attack into creatures on purpose to get +1/+1 counters. They don't even get the +1/+1 counters on it from the damage. So your opponent would assign blockers and make the most optimal play to kill as many of your creatures as you can, and the ones that are left over get +1/+1 counters. That's horrible. The best thing you could do with this is do some sort of like Mayhem Devil, like machine gun, sacrifice stuff, and then like ping things with like, you know, like that sort of like, you know, deals 1 damage to, you know, anytime blank happens, deals 1 damage to target creature or whatever, and then you ping a bunch of stuff with that sort of ability, and because it's dealing damage to creatures with that ability, it would get +1/+1 counters and make it really big. You know, like, but like by itself, I don't know. I like the card, and this art is fucking cool, dude. Like, he's a flying, faceless ghoul with like these fucking scythe hands, dude. He's got fucking scythe hands. You want to talk about originality, Disney? You want to talk about originality, fucking Universal? Scythe hands. Make a character with fucking scythe hands. It's a flying vampire that is faceless. Got a bunch of bats in the back. This is a sick card, dude. That card is sick. Not that I would want, you know. Anybody from Wizards, well, I guess Wizards of the Coast does make the card, does make the art. So Samuel Araya, your art for Mephidros Vampire, the full art, is more inspirational and more original than anything that has come out of any major Hollywood studio in the past fucking 5 years, so congratulations. I felt more looking at that card than I did going to the movie, any of those movies. This one's pretty interesting too. I don't get this. I don't get this at all. Very like Aztec, very I don't know. I don't know what's going on here, but it's an interesting sorcery, to be honest. This actually isn't. Look at the top there. You could put one of them in here and the rest into your graveyard. Like that. That's actually not that good. Well, it is kind of good, right? Like, because you're going to be putting a lot of. Well, no. 8 or more permanent cards. Okay, so it's just permanent cards. It's not permanent types. I was going to say, is there even more than 8 permanent types? Instant sorcery, enchantment, artifact, creature, instant sorcery, artifact, enchantment, instant sorcery, artifact, enchantment, creature, instant sorcery, artifact, enchantment, creature. Land. Instant sorcery, artifact, enchantment, creature, land. Instant sorcery, artifact. Is that it? I was gonna say that, yeah, I don't even think there's 8 permanent types. So yeah, it's just 8 permanent cards. So that would actually not be that hard to get to with Indominus, because if you're discarding a bunch of like creatures are permanents. Huh. is perpetual disappointment, so, sometimes you just gotta vent, No, life isn't a disappointment, especially not when you pull a Cavern of Souls out of a set booster, dude. That wasn't even out of the fucking collector booster. It's insane. But yeah, life isn't a constant disappointment. I'm just being, what's the word? Macabre. Or, I'm just brooding and being gloomy. Because I think I'm funny, but I'm not at all. I'm a miserable human being. But yeah, life is worth living, especially when you get a Cavern of Souls. This is the thing that's gonna keep me alive now. I was gonna end it until I got the Cavern of Souls. No, I wasn't. I was fine. But yeah, I'm excited I have the Cavern of Souls because that means I can put together either like Goblin Tribal or some sort of tribal deck for Commander. And then like Indominus Rex, like maybe I could putz around with the idea of like putting something together for that as like a Commander. Nothing really in here for a constructed deck, unfortunately. Whale of the Forgotten, maybe if I like do like some sort of self-mill or something, but I don't think I will. I was thinking about making some sort of self-mill card, or self-mill deck, not self-mill card. I was thinking about making some sort of self-mill deck, in Sultai specifically, for maybe like Legacy, because I want to play Uro. I love that card, but I don't know. I don't think that's worth it. Like some sort of like Neoform Uro deck would be interesting, I guess. I don't know. Oh my god, you know what would be really good with Indominus Rex? Atraxa. Atraxa would be really good in Indominus Rex. You get all her abilities. And you discard them, so like reanimate effects would be really good. I actually have a really shitty reanimator deck. I have like that Gyruda. I have that like Gyruda. A trees deck. Maybe I can kind of like dismantle that. Because like a trees wouldn't be bad in Indominus Rex. Because you get Menace. He has Menace. And he has an ETB that puts things in the graveyard. And I have a bunch of reanimate effects in there. And Gyruda doesn't though. And I want like I don't know. Maybe I'm over. I don't know. Forget it. We're already at 45 minutes. So like I gotta end this. So I can move on with my day. And actually do the things that I'm talking about doing here. So yeah, in the interest of getting busy living instead of getting busy dying, I'm going to end the video and start kind of figuring out what I'm going to do with these cards. So, and also I'm going to play some Baldur's Gate 3, probably, maybe some Rainbow Six Siege. I'm going to watch Rebel Moon, and I also have to decide if I'm going to go see The Boy and the Heron by myself, alone, as a lonely 30-year-old has-been. Or, I mean, I could also just, like, go home and see my parents. But I kind of want to wait till tomorrow when my sister and brother-in-law and niece are there, because they'll focus on them and they won't put as much attention on me, which is nice, because the more questions they ask, the more infuriating I become, or the more infuriated I become, and then I become a petulant little, I just regress back to, like, being a high school, I'm just a teenage asshole when I'm with them, and I hate that. I hate me when I'm with them, and I try to change. Every time I try to be better. I try to not regress, but something about being around them just puts you right back into those shoes. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching. We're up to like 360 something subscribers, which is fucking insane. We're closing in on 400, guys. That's fucking insane, dude. I thought I thought nobody would ever watch my content or enjoy it. And the fact that like 400 people, almost 400, or 360 some odd people have taken the time to hit subscribe, enjoy the videos, people come back. The numbers are there. Like, people are actually watching. That's fucking insane. Just fucking insane. Never thought we would get that far. But it's those of you who do that, who watch the videos, who comment, who like, and hit the subscribe button, that make it worth it. Like, I'd do it without you. Like, I'd probably still be doing this just as a hobby anyway. But it is certainly much more motivating knowing that it's not for nothing. If I was just doing this and uploading shit to the void, it'd be an interesting kind of, journal of my life over the past 2 years or whatever, it's however long it's been. I think it was like November of 2019 that I started, or 2020 that I started it or whatever. So it'd be like an interesting, look back at kind of the just like a, almost a video diary type of thing. Even if I was just uploading it to the void, it would just be that. But the fact that people are actually watching and enjoying means that it's more than just some stupid video diary, ASMR video diary of the shit I've been up to. It's actually, providing value to some people, which is an incredible feeling. So I do it without you, but I am so much happier that you are here and watching and enjoying. So thank you. I am eternally grateful for that, and it means a lot. It really does. As much as I joke, as much as I kind of joke about being depressed and being, melodramatic and melancholy, sometimes you do feel that way, and having something like this helps. It helps to know that there are people there that listen. It's almost therapeutic, right? Like, I just get to talk into a microphone, and I know that people are listening. Nobody gets to engage back with me, but I know that people are listening, and that's whether or not they're actually listening to what I'm saying or just trying to like zone out and listening to the whispering itself. Like, the fact that somebody, like, this message is getting through to somebody's ears just means something. So it's almost like therapy in and of itself. Even if that therapy isn't really me talking about my feelings and just venting about how bad Disney and Universal movies are, but neither here nor there. Alright, I've done enough. Thanks everybody for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for enjoying the channel. Thank you for everything that you do for me. We'll catch you in the next one.